Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we're going to go over the big news of the Thomas Sorber injury. We'll kind of dive into that, give my thoughts on it, and kind of what the Thunder's next step in what to do with this Sorber injury and beyond. We're also going to talk about Shea's appearance on Jimmy Fallon that happened over the weekend. We'll dive in a little bit of that. And then some former Thunder greats, players, and a coach were inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame over the weekend, so we will also look into that and talk about that towards the end of the video. But first off, obviously the biggest news of the weekend for the Thunder, that number 15th overall pick for the Thunder in this year's NBA draft, Thomas Sorber, is out for this upcoming season with an ACL injury. This is not the injury that he was recovering from with Georgetown when we dropped him. That was a foot injury. This injury happened with just a workout with the Thunder. That was an unfortunate thing where he tore his ACL, and now he will not be available at all this next coming season. And really, it is a very big blow, and you normally don't say that a lot about a rookie because you don't know what to expect from him. But for Sorber, this is a guy who we really thought was going to be able to go in there, play high-quality minutes. We've talked about it a lot. He's a very athletic defensive guy who averaged 14.5, 8.5, 2.5 blocks, a really good defender and athletic for his size at 6'10". And to lose that, we really expected him to be the guy who's going to replace Hartenstein after this next season. And we were going to see him out there with Chet and Hartenstein in some cases, learning from them. And now he kind of has that setback. And it feels very Chet Holmgren-esque in the essence of Chet being the guy that we were going to be ready to go into in that 2022 season. And then right before the season starts, he has a freak injury and is out for the entire of his rookie year. So now you kind of have to think about where the Thunder pivot after this, because this is a guy where you were expecting to go out there and play big backup man minutes, because your only really true backup big man was J. Will Williams. And yes, you extended him. So now I'm assuming the Thunder are going to try to get J. Will more minutes, and hopefully he plays a bigger role now in this upcoming season. And it also opens up the possibility for another spot on the roster. Maybe we see a Brooks Barnhizer. Maybe the Thunder throughout the season, they'll bring guys constantly back and forth until the trade deadline. Maybe they like somebody they see at the trade deadline. But it feels like we're in the same repeat cycle for the Thunder. You had Chet in 2022, right before his rookie year, get injured. He's out for the entire year. You get Topic. Granted, we knew Topic was going to be out his entire first rookie year because of the ACL injury. And now you have Thomas Sorber, another lottery pick for the Thunder, that just an unfortunate accident and gets hurt right before his rookie year, which the light and the dark right now is that he will get what Chet and Topic has, and that's a full year of NBA training, all the coaching, all that stuff, where when he does come back next year for his next season will be his rookie year now, he will have that whole year of NBA training and all that done with him. So hopefully he comes back even better than what we were hoping for this season. But now it kind of brings up the question of, where do the Thunder transition? Do they go out and trade somebody towards the middle of the season and the trade deadline if we're struggling on the big man side of things? Or do they just kind of roll with the same team and we just kind of take that gut punch of Thomas Sorber? And really, there's not a lot of big man that the Thunder could look at. The one guy that kind of jumps out to me that the Thunder could maybe go get, just because he's been such a good backup big for so long and he's not going to cost a lot, which is good for the Thunder right now in the apron situation, is Kelly Olynyk. And I know it's not a big name or a sexy name for most people that you want at the big man, but he goes out there and Olynyk will go out there. He can provide a little bit of spacing, not too much, but he just goes out there. He provides high-quality big man minutes. He'll get the rebounds. He'll play high-quality minutes down low on some of the bigger guys that we'll face throughout the Western Conference. And he's just one of those guys where you could see the Thunder, if we are really struggling with maybe rebounding again, or knock on wood, something happens with one of the other three big men in Hartenstein, Chet, or Jay will, because we obviously know Chet has had struggles staying healthy, but we fully believe he can stay healthy all year. But you have to have that in the back of your mind. So I'm already expecting Presti throughout the season, when the season gets going and training camp going, that we're going to see that type of stuff. And maybe the Thunder don't make any moves. Maybe they just traditionally try to start running more small ball. You have so many guards off the bench where you can realistically run 4 guards and Jalen Williams at your 5, Jada, because he was out there when Chet and Hartenstein were hurt. He was out there playing center minutes, and he was doing it at a pretty well. He was playing it pretty well, actually. So with the Thunder, you have so many guards off the bench now with Mitchell, Topic, Isaiah Joe, Caruso. You're going to be able to run a lot of small ball, but it comes down to the fact of when you run into teams that are a lot bigger, like the Wolves, the Nuggets with Jokic and all of that, and maybe even the Knicks down the road with the finals where you have a Cat and guys that are bigger, you're going to need that big man depth. So for the Thunder, we're going to see how they kind of look at everything and shit. But the one guy I would kind of keep your eye out on, and for the Thunder to kind of keep their eye out on, is Kelly Olynyk for some backup big minutes. He's not going to cost a lot. He's a guy that obviously not a lot of people are going to be overly excited about just because he's not that sexy of a name, but he'll be able to go out there. The Thunder will be able to get the most out of him, and we'll see what the Thunder plan on doing with this Thomas Sorber injury. And throughout the week, as more stuff comes out about it, we'll dive more into the Thomas Sorber stuff as we go along throughout the offseason. But now we'll kind of transition into a less serious topic, talking about how Shea appeared on Jimmy Fallon this weekend. And for Shea, that's a big thing, and for the Thunder, because we're not used to seeing a lot of these big-time Thunder players on shows like this, and for Shea to go out there and be able to go on such a big show like Jimmy Fallon. They talked about his being the cover on 2K26. They talked about his fashion and a lot of that. Shea obviously brought some pants out for Jimmy Fallon. If you haven't been able to see the clips and kind of the whole segment of it, I suggest you go watch it. It's just kind of a fun time to see Shea out there, and everybody really start to appreciate what Shea did for the Thunder this year and how much he has meant to Oklahoma in general. And I mean, it's only going to continue to grow. Now he is on top of the basketball world, and now you have to start all over this coming up in this season, and we're going to see how much he can improve with all the lights on him now at this point. But now we'll kind of transition into our final segment of the day, talking about the Basketball Hall of Fame. The inductions were over the weekend, and we had two former Thunder organization guys in the Hall of Fame over the weekend, one being Carmelo Anthony. Melo was a part of the Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Melo Big Three that kind of failed a few years back, right before we really started getting into this new era of Thunder basketball. And it's great to see Melo out there. He was along with Dwight Howard as well, two guys that were around my generation I grew up watching, and just two guys that have really done basketball to the best of its ability. Obviously, they both were unfortunate. Dwight Howard got a ring with the Lakers in 2020. Melo, unfortunately, was never able to get one. And then the other Thunder organization guy was former head coach Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan was a coach with the Thunder, you guys know, with the Russ KD days, and he actually shouted out the Thunder during his Hall of Fame induction speech, talking about how much he really appreciates and shows that Mark Dagnall and the Thunder were able to go out and finally get the first championship for Oklahoma City. It was amazing to see a former guy like that who meant so much to the KD and Russ era, just a great coach all around. Really shout out this new era of Thunder players. Shout out to Mark Dagnall and just the Thunder organization for going out there and putting Oklahoma City on top of the basketball world and on the map, because I don't know if you guys have seen it, especially if you're local here around Oklahoma, since the Thunder were able to get on top of the basketball world, be so good, and bring the finals into Oklahoma City in June. The Oklahoma City as a city was able to make so much more money around the time of May and June because the Thunder were so good. Everybody was coming to Oklahoma City wanting to watch the Thunder, and Oklahoma City as a city was able to make millions and millions of dollars that they haven't been able to make for in the past. So now it's up to the Thunder to continue that and continue bringing money to the city. Not only that, but continue to win championships and make a thing where Oklahoma City is going to be a staple in the NBA for years to come. But that'll be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about the Thomas Sorber injury. Do you guys think that this will affect us big time in this upcoming season, or do you think the Thunder will be able to work around it and we will be chilling? But that'll be it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. It helps out the channel so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.